our TED Talk on North Korea and like the threats that they're doing to the U.S. and other places in the world. And my name is Tori Kelsey, and this is my partner, Hayden Mitchell. And we've been researching and learning a ton about North Korea and the aggressive acts and attacks that they are a part of and the ones that have happened on their land. I'm going to be explaining how this violates human rights, especially safety. We choose this topic and wanted it to make our main focus for our talk today because we both have heard a lot about it in the news recently and wanted to become more educated on what's happening and why it's talked about so often. During this TED Talk, I hope you learn a little bit more about another country and culture and are able to learn about our own.
Okay. North Korea has had many terrorist attacks and threats that have happened in the past few years. One terrorist attack that has happened in recent years was on January 27, 2010, when North Korea fired artillery shells at an outside island, and 3 days later they continued firing, which sparked South Korea into battle. On the flip side, North Korea has also been the target and been the main focus of many attacks. As of today, Trump is keeping a close eye on North Korea as they have been named the most dangerous crisis and threat that the United States faces today. We believe that Trump is keeping up with Korea because he knows what they could be capable of in a few years and that they could and will be a great threat to us.
There's also a heightened threat of terrorist attacks globally against the UK interests and British nationals. This means that North Korea has to be on high alert at all times, and the people surrounding the threats of North Korea must also keep their eyes peeled to make sure that they are watching and keeping up with North Korea. One of North Korea's worst enemies, possibly their very worst and biggest threat to them, will be the United States. In just 3 short years, 1953 through 1956, we were able to claim millions of people and lives, and were able to change Korea and conceal it forever.
This feud between the two began in 1953 when this war started by the time that they had signed the armistice. In July of 1953, North Korea had suffered around 1.3 million civilian and military casualties. Many of the people that have been and were a part of this war and have also lived to tell the stories about what happened are still terrified and scared after seeing and literally living through the war. North Korea is also wanting a nuclear war to happen right now because the United States held military exercises with foreign ministers. North Korea has said multiple times and on multiple different accounts that the U.S. is a very large threat, possibly the best and most threatening country in North Korea.
Okay. With this being said, many things have happened between the United States and North Korea to make them so-called enemies, and for them to go against each other. The North was able to invade the South in the 50s, and we had no mission to take over the North. The Chinese came in and retreated to the South in order to try to show a sense of peace. North Korea also absolutely hates the idea of the West. From what we've seen, North Korea feels as if they're a threat and they don't believe in what they do because they find them to be dangerous in the past. North Korea has made some great strides in international relations and are still being named and called our so-called enemies. They have sat down and planted nuclear plans and have attempted to create these strides and have pursued human rights.
Thank y'all for taking time out of your day to listen to our TED Talk, and we hope y'all are able to learn something new.